the stabbing grief and the wretched anger that is burning a hole in her heart. Even panic would be welcome, would seem appropriate. And then the crowd in the hallway parts, as if a spell has created a column of floor, 2 feet wide, where none was before. Not even the prince was given so much space. The backs of Lorelei's knees bump against her seat as she instinctively tries to retreat. Down the center of that column of floor walks a woman nearly 6 feet in height. Her dark hair is shot through with gray, her eyes framed with an elaborate metal limiter that stretches from her cheek and brow to temple and jaw. Beneath the woven metal, Lorelei can make out rippled, glowing scars, pulsing a deep indigo. It's as if the limiter is keeping her skull together, not just keeping her from blowing them all up. The woman walks with studied confidence, pinstriped suit moving with her, never pulling awkwardly. She wears a decorative cape, held in place at her right shoulder with an elaborate pin that proclaims her rank. She doesn't need to wear it. Everybody knows that face. Everybody knows that cold, removed stare. Lorelei has seen it on the news 1,000 times. "War alchemist Coruscant," she whispers. Her uncle sucks in a tight breath behind her. The prince's aide opens the door and the ruler of Falloon steps in, followed by what looks like 2 lawyers and the war alchemist. The rest of the mob peels off and goes their separate directions. Orders issued. "Well, Lord Steddart," the prince says, extending a hand across the table. "It is good to see you on a happy occasion this time around." Instead of at a funeral, he means. "It is indeed," her uncle replies, bending down to kiss the prince's ring. His lips do not touch the stone and his hand doesn't touch the prince's. Proper form, or acknowledgement of potential contagion? He straightens. "May I introduce Lorelei, my half-sister's daughter?" 6 months ago, that half would have been important. It had meant she was the last in line for inheritance. Now it means nothing at all. Whatever is striking down her family doesn't care about parentage or marriages. It only cares about the blood. The numb spiral of her thoughts revolts in another sudden burst of pain, but Lorelei forces herself to keep moving, imitating her uncle's gesture. "She does have your father's countenance," the prince says. He regards her, canting his head to one side. Lorelei avoids his gaze. "Well, Miss Steddart, what is your mind about this marriage?" Heart pounding in her ears, she says, "That I'm very lucky to have such a matchmaker." Her voice cracks. The rehearsed line amuses the prince, who laughs and pulls out his chair. He sits, and so do the lawyers, her uncle, and Lorelei. Only the war alchemist remains standing. Her uncle hazards a glance towards her. "And you, war alchemist, will you be assisting in finding the match?" Lorelei glances up at her, sees the older woman's mouth tense, but it is the prince who speaks. "War alchemist Coruscant is here to be the match." Lorelei's shy glance becomes a terrified, disbelieving stare. Coruscant gazes back coolly. "Miss Steddart, I am pleased to introduce you to your wife. Nephele?" The woman inclines her head. "Miss Steddart," she says. Lorelei can't speak. Not even when her uncle taps her shoe with his below the table. "We are honored," he says for her, "though I have to admit to some curiosity." Some confusion. As heir to the House of Farron, Lorelei should be matched with a similar scion, or at least a wealthy business person. Nephele Coruscant is high-ranked and quite well off, but she brings no land, no enduring status, no...
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.